All right, look at we're back. Monday night, not Tales from the Flip Side, even though this is Tales from the Flip Side channel. Myself and Mr. Carter over here, aka Mercenot, we're doing a first ever wrestling review show. So, Night of the Champions 2023. We failed to realize that AEW was the same weekend, so maybe we'll watch that, and we will do a review show maybe this week on that because I'm not the I don't really watch the stuff, but that's okay. We're gonna kick this intro off and then we'll get back into it. Let's go. Okay, so full disclosure, I was a little busy today and I watched a little bit of little breaks of stuff. I fast forwarded some stuff, but that's okay.
As you should.
Yeah, I mean, we all know what happens. For people who aren't initiated into the whole of this, Night of Champions 2023 is one of the I guess new pay-per-views that go around the world, not in the United States. This was in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So
the kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
That's right. They were doing they're doing like more shows like Backlash was in Puerto Rico. This was in Saudi Arabia. So I mean, it's they're starting to do main worldwide. Yes, pillars of success over here. So this is what we're doing. I'm just thinking about everything else we got here. This is the lineup for the night. Not saying it's the order of the night. We're all on top of it.
I think we need to
do a little background.
We need preamble here because I don't. There wasn't even going to be a show tonight because everybody was kind of doing other stuff.
Yeah. We want to say Happy Memorial Day, everybody. We're the internet was going down, so we decided that myself and Carter here were talking about like. This is the day to do it. We are going to SummerSlam. We gotta put some wrestling knowledge out. I did meet somebody on the lake who was like a big wrestling fan. And he's like, "Oh, I gotta get your number," so that's super cool too. We talked a little wrestling here and there, but yeah, for the preamble, yes, we are doing a show. I can't show the actual video because we're taking out on YouTube.
It's all good. We don't need that. We can just. Blah, 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 blah. That's all. That's good enough. That's good enough.
So this was the card. This is not the order that it went into. I will do my best to not give things away. Hopefully everybody who likes this stuff watched it. I mean, Raws were happening right now, so.
Here's the thing. I don't have cable, so yes. I'm not watching Raw anyway. I just watched the pay-per-views, and
me too.
And since I do have a Peacock account, I watch NXT and NXT Battleground. Their little live event that happened last night. And I kind of wanted to get you to watch that, but you said you hadn't watched Night of Champions yet today. Right. Up until but you have already watched it. But I'm just like that would be too much to talk. That would be too much to get you to do.
Yeah. No comics. It's just straight wrestling talk today.
Yeah. And the funny thing, like my wrestling knowledge is, I think I've squeezed a lot of it out.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
My recollection is 85 when I was born, kind of 88 to like 97 or 94 maybe. I mean, something in there like the golden age years. I missed the whole like WrestleMania 9s with Austin and Hart kind of stuff. I kind of was just out of that whole era. And then I jumped back in like Summer of Punk. I mean, I had the Attitude Era, and then I jumped again, and then I came back with like CM Punk, John Cena again.
Did you ever get a chance to watch Hulk Hogan's Rock in Wrestling? It was a cartoon. It came on.
No, I got the VHS tape though.
Okay, but but you never got to see it.
No, was that before my time?
Yeah.
Those
are fun. Those are fun.
So I did show this. I'll show this too. So this is did they actually do this the right way? No. Okay. Yeah. So this is I was seeing if they had like a match kind of thing, but that's okay. I kind of know the stuff. So, do you want to give a little backstory of everybody, or do you just want to kind of rip right into it and take it match by match kind of thing?
We can let's. I guess we could. I guess we could just jump into
Okay.
it.
So the first match of the night was the middle match there, tournament final. So they had a tournament, I guess, with a bunch of competitors for the newly created, I guess, WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
That belt looks too small to me. It needs to be bigger. It needs to be thicker, and it needs to be heavier. It looks like a glorified IC title. That thing need, like, if it's gonna be a world title, it needs to be bigger and thicker. You know what I'm saying?
So,
it needs to be big. It needs to be thick. It needs to look like a big old gold steak. That's what it needs to look like.
This is what it looks like, so everybody can follow along at home. That's what I do. Look at this boy. Look at that.
So. It looks small to me.
It's not like the double, the double fucking winged eagle belt. Like,
yeah,
it's like,
it's reminiscent of the
like right there, the one on the bottom there, the double winged eagle.
Yeah, it's funny. It's bigger than the winged eagle, but I don't know. I think it just needs to be. I don't know. For today's audience, it needs to be bigger.
I mean, it needs to be like the WCW championship, like the big gold belt from WCW. Like,
yeah, but it's still a world title, and it's still worth taking a few bumps for.
Correct. I think they made it a smaller WCW belt because Triple H never won that. So $1 million belt is the GOAT. I kind of agree with that too. It's a toss up between that and the white Intercontinental Championship to me.
Yeah, that was a good looking belt.
The yellow one's sick too, where they got back.
Yeah. I heard stories about the $1 million belt, how it would just kind of come apart. It was like
it wasn't like real diamond, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, and they weren't like professionally soldered in. It was like it's like some girl bedazzled the belt and was like, here you go.
Yeah. But damn it, man, that thing looked cool back in the day. I legitimately thought it was a real belt.
I did too.
I thought it was a real title back in the day when I was a kid.
I mean, the thing's sick. I mean,
yeah, look at that thing. It's freaking hard. They, I don't know if you know this, but they brought it back in NXT a couple of years ago.
Did they?
Yeah, because Ted DiBiase, they were working some storyline. It was him, it was Cameron Grimes, and crap. I forget the other guy. Maybe it was LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
They were working an angle, and they worked Ted DiBiase in it, and they were fighting for the $1 million belt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
For me, what happened to Tommaso Ciampa?
Ooh.
I like Tommaso Ciampa, but that's another show for another day.
This is why NXT, you guys are just staying in NXT.
Yeah.
Like when you hit the main roster, man, it is like, it's like your chances are like maybe 25% of like really hitting it big.
I mean, and it's tough. I mean, look at Rhea Ripley. She was a blonde-haired girl and had to turn herself into a goth.
Oh my God. Listen, me and Michael Bajel in the chat there, we were going down the rabbit hole of old pictures of Rhea Ripley. It was like younger, like, and she had like the long blonde hair.
Yeah.
She was freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, but the problem is like not the problem, but when all the other chicks are gorgeous, you got to separate yourself. Like
I guess so, but damn,
I know,
damn.
So going back, the tournament was a bunch of final. Now they had the final for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship: Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles.
Yes.
I like that match. I kind of wish they didn't start with that match. I mean.
Do you know the story about that?
No.
Okay, from what I heard, they had to do that match first because Seth had to get back on a plane
for
Captain America.
Okay, I mean that makes sense then.
We're bringing it back to comics, everybody. So he's going to be a member of the Serpent Society. His character, so he had to jump back.
And
get back to shooting. So that's why it was first.
Okay, because for me, we'll talk about so when it comes to wrestling, right? When you have a hot match, right? Especially like a really good match, like remember TLC's with Edge and the Hardys and all that stuff, like banger matches in the beginning, that next match just kills it. So like if you have like all these championship, like Night of Champions, right? Obviously it's every belt's on the line kind of for better or worse. For Brock and Cody, that's a whole different story. It's for me, it's like, you're making that tournament final like the biggest thing out there, and then all of a sudden, you just throw some random other championship, and it makes it look weak. But we'll get there when we get there. I don't want to get too. Oh boy, look at this guy, babyface blading. Oh boy, Mark, don't be a Mark.
We promise not to add color.
Correct.
To this podcast.
Correct. Yeah. So first things.
Match needs a little color.
Oh, I know, right? So Rollins Styles, I'm a big Styles fan. I didn't watch a lot of his TNA runs back in the day. I was with him with I believe with Ring of Honor, right? He was a Ring of Honor for a while too. And Seth Rollins has been a beast the whole time. I mean, with the Shield, and then it's amazing that those three guys are the top. You can say debatable people, in wrestling still.
Yeah.
From always a stable, right? It's always like, these stables that like people just like flounder out, or like rockers, or like even a tag team, right? Like Jimmy and Jay, if they split up, like one's gonna go high and then one's gonna sink into like obscurity. Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels. I mean, we can go down the list.
Yeah.
Jimmy Anvil, Bret Hart. We can go down the list of people, but those three guys are just amazing that those three guys elevated their games. And like Roman Reigns is obviously the top dog, and you got Moxley over in AEW, and then Rollins, doing stuff. But as I digress, so Rollins and Styles, to me, it was a great match. AJ always puts out. I mean, I know at the end of the day, he came back from injury. I mean, he's not a young guy anymore, obviously, but I mean, he was still throwing down. I mean, suicide dives and like crazy bumps they were taking.
Dude, he still got a 6-pack.
I know.
He's like, what, 45, 46, still rocking a 6-pack?
Yeah, these guys don't care.
Impressive, man.
Rollins Styles, great match. The spoilers, I guess.
Yes.
I don't want to. I guess we'll do. So we'll talk about the match a little bit, and then we'll reveal the winner. Just so everybody knows.
We'll give you a chance to go like this.
Yeah. So the winner, and I'll throw this up too, so people have it even on this one. Okay, so everybody knows. Okay, so Rollins becomes the first WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So he becomes the winner, and he's the beginning runs of the actual World Heavyweight Championship, which is amazing to me. I thought Styles had a chance at this because Styles was a good champion. Like he's been a WWE champion before. It's not like he hasn't.
Well, I think that's what made the match good, because you really didn't know who was gonna. Even though Styles was, I think he was drafted to SmackDown, and the title was exclusive to Raw. But he's such a strong competitor that you didn't know. You didn't know who was going to win. So that's why I think that this match was good and it worked.
Let's see if I can get. We got all these people. Jesus.
Now the thing about AJ Styles, is it just me? He looks shorter with his hair longer. He does. He needs to cut. He has long, luxurious locks, but he's better off just kind of cutting it. He looked cooler when he had he kind of had like the Karen perm.
Yeah, right. Or like remember the shot he had the like the tip style, the frosted tips with like the fade.
But he looked cooler in the Bullet Club with the shorter hair.
Yes. And I guess you put it on Rollins, right? Rollins is in a movie. Let's break out of kayfabe. and let's go around the old real life scenarios. Like he's getting in a big movie, you know, you're gonna put it on a guy who's like up and coming. I'm not saying AJ Styles is not up and coming, but you know, I guess that's the right decision, right? I mean, Rollins is gonna be at the company longer.
Yeah. So I'd like to know who his next opponent is.
See, the problem was I love to see Gunther do it, like Gunther and Rollins, but Gunther has to drop the belt, or does he vacate the title? Like, do they start doing vacate? Like, because you can't really lose, you know. Like Gunther's been just a beast on the Intercontinental Championship for a long time now.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to see Seth and Brock. I mean, Seth and Cody would be probably pretty decent, but Cody's trying to get Reigns' championship. So
yeah,
for me,
they got to keep. I would really hope they keep Cody away from.
He's protected.
Yeah, keep him away from Seth. Just keep him out of the title picture for a while.
I think the thing they need to do is kind of like Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, the great Intercontinental Championship people at one point. Like, he needs to vacate the title and be like, I'm vacating the title because I want the World Heavyweight Championship. You know what I'm saying? And then from World Heavyweight, he can go to, Roman Reigns eventually, down the line eventually.
Yeah.
Years down the line or whatever it is. I think that's probably the smartest move they could do. If anybody in the chat has any other ideas, I'm not the smartest guy when it comes to all this stuff.
You know who I felt bad for in this match?
Who?
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
I would have swore for whatever reason that he should probably have that world championship, just because he had the WWE championship twice, but it was
COVID, right?
Yeah, it was during the lockdown era.
Yep.
And nobody was around.
Yeah, like, I mean, he held the company on his back, man, during that time. Like,
yeah, I could have swore they were just, I thought they were gonna maybe reward him with that championship.
And like, he's got a great look. I mean, he's a hoss in the ring. Like, he puts on banger matches. Like,
oh well.
What was the next match after that one? It was Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. That's the next. And I think that match, I kind of skimmed it, and I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, I heard, Trish Stratus looked great. I mean, you got to think that's another person. Been retired for a long time. She does sporadic appearances, I'll call it, but still can put on a hell of a match. Like,
she's still, hey man, she's still flexible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she does it all. That's what us Greeks do. We always got to stay in shape.
Did she have any kids?
Negative.
Man, what that is a shame.
She's married.
I put a
worst offense. Well, let's talk about that too.
Basketball team in that, boy.
Oh boy, the worst outfits ever for a match. It's because obviously in Saudi Arabia they have different views.
The ladies got to be covered. So the first match in Saudi Arabia was Natalia and what's her face? Darn it, I forget her name.
Paige?
Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans. Okay.
I think that's her name.
Sure.
But they were like covered, and they had to wear like these big old thick t-shirts over what they were wearing. So that looked horrible. Yeah. That looked awful. So the cat suits jumpsuits. That shit is a hell of a step up from what they were wearing. So but to me, it gives them a little bit more of a chance to be creative with their outfits, I guess you could say. Yeah. And I thought the Becky's,
Kill Bill style.
Yeah, that shit looked hot. I dug that.
Okay, cool.
I was with it.
Okay.
And then you had Trish with her thank you Trish on the back.
Mm-hmm. I did. So Becky and Trish was a good match. I think it suffered a little bit because Seth Rollins and Styles went out first, and people were just amped up. The crowd was great. The crowd was fired. The whole, they were all about it. They were all interested. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, having I believe Trish Stratus won that, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Of course, she had to win it. Trish had to win that.
Okay.
because
So,
it wouldn't have been any point. Because I remember Trish went against Charlotte a few years ago, and she lost that, so she had to win this.
okay, good. Yeah, and I thought it was great. Like you said, Trish is still going at 47. I mean, beast. No wonder she's a Hall of Famer.
I don't know. Maybe I pump her full of chemicals or something. I'd put a baby in that.
I know.
I'm putting a baby in that. I'm sorry.
Her husband's like, where do they meet? He's like not a wrestling insider guy, but they were like high school sweethearts that reconnected or something. I heard. It's good. No, it's perfect.
Oh, would you like to tell the audience how Trish won?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. I knew there would be some sort of interference to make Trish win. So it was Zoe Stark.
Let's get a little background on her, because I didn't really know. I'm not the biggest.
I caught it. She's really good in NXT.
Okay.
And she came from underneath the ring and gave Becky Lynch one of her finishing moves, and then threw her back into the ring with the referee distracted, and Trish got the win from that. So as far as
a very heel move by Trish Stratus.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Beautiful. Chef's kiss. That was a chef's kiss of a heel move right there.
Yes.
And
heel is bad guy for people who, so nobody understands what's going on.
And what was great, it left Becky with a bloodied up nose.
Correct.
Like from when she got her nose broke by Nia Jax, and that's what propelled her to stardom. So yeah, that was a terrific visual.
And I think and who was the girl? Who's the girl again?
Zoe Stark.
Yeah. So I think Zoe Starks is a great pairing with Trish Stratus, because Trish is obviously she's been in the game, right? She's a great mentor probably to these girls, and like for me, I think that's a great person to like, team up with, where I can see Trish Stratus kind of coming back and taking a management role with her, and coming out and like mentoring her to hopefully boost her up the old chain of wrestling.
Yeah, to me that's a perfect pairing, and that's what you should do with an NXT call up. Pair them with somebody with a very, very seasoned veteran and elevate that call up status, and and then let them run wild afterwards. But yeah, man, just that's how you do an NXT call up.
Yeah. So Becky got the knee to the face from Stark outside the ring. That was right. Probably unintentional on the bloody nose. And I want to
happy accidents.
Yeah, I want to do times too. So the first match went 20 minutes 40 seconds. That was Rollins Styles, and Rollins won by pinfall. Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch. Trish won by pinfall. That went 14:50. I just want to make sure everybody understands what's going on. The next match on the list was Gunther and Mustafa Ali, which I will say for me was kind of dissatisfying for Mustafa Ali, who's like obviously Muslim, and like it's almost as bad as like the girl from Puerto Rico, right, from Backlash. Like you gave her Rhea Ripley, like she's not. I know she's like the hometown hero, but like if you're gonna, this is the second time this has happened where the hometown hero gets absolutely destroyed. I mean, he had a fighting chance a little bit, but it's like it just. I know.
They had to save that for Sami Zayn.
I know.
You know what was interesting about that? Okay, so during the press conference, Mustafa Ali is like, I get to compete in front of people who look like me, and all that kind of goofy shit. Yeah. And he gets annihilated, and then like the white guy Sami Zayn, the ginger Sami Zayn gets like more love.
Yeah.
Even though he's like Sami Zayn is Syrian.
Correct.
He doesn't look it, but he's Syrian Muslim.
Yes.
But he gets more love. That's interesting.
Gunther Mustafa Ali. Gunther wins in a 8-minute 35-second match via pinfall. Gunther's unstoppable. The problem is like you're making this guy unstoppable, and it's like I don't know what you're gonna do from here. Like Goldberg back in the day was unstoppable, but he was fighting for like the World Heavyweight Championship eventually. Like it's not like they gave him the U.S. Championship or like some kind of meaningless. Not saying the Intercontinental Championship's meaningless, but
okay. So when it came to Goldberg, yeah, because he did have the U.S. title. So how long did he have that U.S. title before he jumped into?
Not long.
Are we talking like weeks or months?
I think it was months. I believe. I'll say U.S. title. WCW. 2010. Oh boy. Let's see if it's even in. Let's see even in undefeated streak.
Because they could follow a similar track if they can make him popular enough.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it better when he was Walter, but whatever.
I mean, championship pursuits. I'm just trying to see real quick if they had anything on there.
And for those that don't know, Gunther, he was in NXT UK.
Correct.
I think he was like a very, very long reigning UK champ. And then he made the jump to NXT, and his name was Walter. Correct. And then his name changed to Gunther for whatever reason.
Okay, so look at me. Look at the guy I'm doing. I am the man at this. Research. We're doing data. So 77 days. 77 days. 98 to 2 months.
Wow. Okay.
Really, and this one's interesting too. That his first heavyweight championship was only 174 days. Like, we'll talk about that too. Because Reigns is 1,000 right now, and like this guy was supposed to be the Hoss right back in the day. Yeah. This guy. Look at this guy. When he won, he Goldberg defeat Raven right when Raven was an OG back in the day. Wow. Jerry Flynn, but look at all these nobody. Scott Norton, Hammer, Perry Saturn. Like, not saying these Glacier. Remember Glacier's terrible ass.
Goldberg versus Glacier.
Yeah, LaParca. He hit him so hard with a spear, he ripped his Achilles. It just I don't know. Just he didn't fight anybody meaningful during the U.S. Championship run. Scott Hall at the end. Just interesting to say the least. So Gunther wins in a squash match. We call that usually.
So who's his next opponent? Gunther.
I don't know really. The problem is like nobody's out there. Who's going to challenge Gunther right now?
Oh, is he okay? Is Gunther SmackDown or Raw?
Well, look at you. You're giving me all this stuff. I really know.
Sorry.
You're okay.
I would love to see him go up against Omos.
See, Omos was in the crowd, and that's interesting. Hold on one second. So Gunther is on Raw now.
Okay.
With the Imperium. Imperium was like number 2. Hold on, everybody. Sorry, we're kind of just doing this on the fly on the very first one. So as you can see, he was SmackDown before because Imperium's his stable, which is a group of people. So Ludwig, Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci.
They had different names in NXT.
Yes, they did. SmackDown now they're at Raw, so it looks like a lot of people. And it's funny because we'll talk about Bianca and Bellaire. A lot of people really. Raw was your main sticking point. SmackDown was just your B team usually.
It was an afterthought.
Correct. So, Bobby Lashley. That's a good example. Maybe Bobby Lashley. He's kind of been out of the picture. Yeah, that's a good. I'm just looking at all these other people. maybe. Here we go. Montez Ford.
Mm.
Oh, a little Montez Ford action. A little
That's my guy. That's my dude right there.
I can see him winning the Intercontinental Championship. You guys hoss when it comes to pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Maybe Montez Ford. I hate to say, I wouldn't say Edge. Who is that one dude? Not Braun Breaker. Rick. Who's the guy from NXT? Rick Boogs. Yeah.
Boogs.
Maybe Boogs.
I could have swore he was on SmackDown, but
yeah. Sheamus, if people want to see fight Walter, but they're on different shows, not that matters. They had a hell of a triple match with him and Drew McIntyre, Sheamus and Gunther. Backlash, I believe. Yes. Bruno Sammartino, 2,800 days with a belt. Yeah, Bob Backlund will go.
Are they going to do that?
I hope not.
How long are they going to go with this? He has to break. Okay, he's definitely breaking Pedro Morales' record. Okay,
right.
He's definitely doing that. But who's next? Who's next after that?
These are the longest reigns, so we'll go here too.
Yeah, let's see what's happening.
So CM Punk, obviously, when CM Punk came back for 434, Honky Tonk Man, which is very underrated. 454
love
days.
the Honky Tonk Man.
He's great gimmick.
Love it.
Terrible person, great gimmick. Demolition Axe Smash. I remember that 478 days.
I cried when they lost. I was hurt.
Legion of Doom. Remember that back in the day? We'll go. Maybe they're on here. New Day. Raw Tag Team Champions for 483 days. Wow, the New Day. Roman Reigns. So he's at 1,000 now. So this is what we talked about. Pedro Morales, 1,027. That's what you alluded to. Maybe he breaks that. Which he should, because the next championship. Usually you don't lose a championship on Raw or SmackDown. It's very rare that happens. Yeah. The next event would be Money in the Bank. So Bruno Sammartino, 1,237. Hulk Hogan, 1,474.
Okay, can we go back to Bruno?
Yes.
Okay, so if we break that down, so
December 73 to April 77, 4 years.
So 237 days. Divide that by 365 is 0.64. And I stop at that. So we got to, how many months is that?
60 months. So it should be 5 years theoretically. Or no, you said point. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
So it's 1237. Hold on. You're. So, oh boy, here we go. 1237. Let me see.
I'm just because we're already at the 1,000 point, so I'm just kind of seeing how many more months is 237 days.
Oh, okay. So 365 divided by. Oh, so you want to do 365 divided by 12?
Yeah.
So 12. So we have 30 days, right? So 30 days. So 237 divided by 30 is 7.9, almost 8 months.
Oh crap! That's doable. That's hella doable.
So 8 months. This guy, but I'll do it. 8 months. So.
Oh.
And then so let's talk about that too. So let's jump from 4 to 3. So Hulk Hogan, right? Icon of an era, right? 1474. That's only 200 more months. That's another 8 months. So in 2 years, you could beat it, dude. Kayfabe.
2 years. 2 more years
of reigns. People are already pissed. They thought he would. We'll talk about the main event, but people were pissed about maybe he becomes the belt collector, aka Kenny Omega style.
Yeah.
So, and then you get into the ridiculousness of Bob Backlund.
I still don't get that. Okay.
Backlund was just so boring.
I was around for Bob Backlund's second run in WWF, right?
And I never got him. Blue shorts, would scream and grunt and. Yeah, it was WrestleMania 1 or 2, I think.
How was he ever a long time champ? I don't get that.
Backlund was an accomplished technical wrestler from from college, and that's kayfabe, and nobody could beat him, and
At the time of his like that first championship, that long time championship run, like who put the belt on? Was it Vince or Vince Senior?
I believe it was Vince Senior.
Because that might make sense. Because I can't see.
Yeah, because 76. It was 76. Okay, he fought Billy Graham back in the day, or Superstar Billy Graham, right? On February 20th, 1978 at the Garden, and he won the title there.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I would love to see him bring Bob. I just don't get Bob Backlund, so I would like to see that broken, but yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah, that's a good point, TJ. That's why they had in the modern era. Yeah, I agree. It was headlocks and it was just terrible wrestling. You could tell, like when you saw, like, especially for me, like I saw like Savage and Steamboat WrestleMania 3, and it was just off the chain, and you saw just headlocks from Bob Backlund, and it's like back body slams, and yeah, they are the best one. And then Bruno, obviously 2,800. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That's like 10 years.
So definitely breaking Pedro Morales. I'm saying that definitely Bruno. Not Bruno, but who's the guy before? Who was the guy?
Pedro Morales.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so he had two. So Bruno Sammartino had 2 long runs.
Correct.
2 different long ass runs. Holy shit. Okay.
So he took it from 63 to 71, and then they gave it back to him on 73 to 77. So he had like a 2-year gap where he didn't have the belt.
Damn. Okay. I mean,
he had the belt for a very long time.
All right. So
I mean, and he was a hoss. And I do want to say this for people who want a more history and like this stuff. There's a new podcast I'm listening to. It's on Spotify, I believe, for people who don't know. It's usually talk about, like, I hate to say it, like dictators and bad people in history. But they have a little spotlight. It's called Behind the Bastards. And they're doing so they do like usually 1 or 2 parts for like dictators. Like Henry Kissinger was so interesting, they did 6 parts or 4 parts. They're doing 6-part run on Vince McMahon.
You know what? That makes sense because this dude has lived multiple lifetimes.
Yes. So they talked about. So at the beginning, I've done all 4 so far. It's been released. So Vince McMahon, they talk about his early childhood. They talk about when Vince Sr. brought him in. They talk about all that stuff. They kind of gloss over a lot of stuff. And it's hard to like pack in, like they can do 30 parts if they got really deep into it, but they go through the Hulk Hogan era, the Andre era, just. So, it's interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So Behind the Bachelor, it's like an hour long. They have like kind of like commercials in between, so it's like 45 minutes, 50 minutes. So just repeat. Where are we at?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just want to give everybody all that stuff. So yes. So Gunther defeats Mustafa Ali. And the next match was very flat for some reason. It was Asuka and Bianca Belaire for the Raw Women's Championship. I watched it. I think the crowd was coming down from Gunther and Mustafa Ali. We talked about the placement of matches. And it just seemed like they didn't click at the end of the day. It just was very, very interesting.
Okay, well, it makes sense that Asuka won. I was cool with the match. I liked it, but I think the crowd was kind of out of it.
Mm-hmm.
When they probably, I don't know. I was fine with the match because I love Bianca Belaire.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess it does make sense that Asuka does win because that was the reason for her heel turn. The thing that got me was like when she like spit the mist out like on her hands, like because I was wondering what the tape was for. Because I'm like, is she doing like a Michael Jackson impersonation or something?
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But yeah, it was to get the mist like on her hands so she could blind Bianca and win. So yeah, that makes sense.
I got to shout out Doc Joe in here. He doesn't recognize a single name on here. This is 1980s wrestling. And he goes, wait, Brock Lesnar. That's about it. It's okay.
These new names, I don't know them. They must suck.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. And she is getting bigger on a global scale. And Bianca Belair, she had a terrific run as Raw Women's Championship. So, I mean, it's not like,
Wonderful run.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she didn't get her due. And it's not like she was like a transitional champion by far. She was.
She's a good NXT call up.
Yeah, there you go.
She's the one that made it.
I know, right? Few the proud the Marines out here, kind of like that. We did so Bianca Belair loses, which is very shocking. Like I don't think a lot of people saw that coming. I didn't see it coming. I mean,
yeah, me neither, but it still makes sense.
Yeah. That's interesting. Bianca's gonna get her haircut one of these days.
Oh no, that braid! Oh my god, I remember the first time. Okay, I was watching NXT, and her very first match, she had that braid, and I'm like, what the hell is she doing with that? It's like distracting. And then she used it as a whip. I was like, oh crap, I'm in love now.
Oh boy.
Oh, she got it.
Yeah, this is true too. Bianca had nothing left to do in that portion. I mean, they can't combine. She can't be the female Roman Reigns. The crowd was turning on here, so either take the belt off her or make her.
I still love her.
Yeah.
And listen, when if she's out,
it's still real to me. Damn it.
I'm dancing. I will be dancing to that theme song. Woo!
I can't wait.
It's gonna be on and popping.
I bumped into Carter. I bumped into like 5 people who said they were going to SummerSlam who are not even into wrestling and they're going. So and they're like I said, hey, our section's in 107 or whatever we're at. It's 102, 101. They're like all around us. I'm like, geez, like we're gonna go and have get hammered. And I'm like, oh boys.
Oh man,
it's gonna be a rough night. Good thing it's on Saturday,
right?
Okay, so we go through that one. The next match is Rhea Ripley. Oh no, that went. I'm sorry, as I'm fucking this.
Wasn't it like?
It was a 15-minute match, and then at 8:35 for Gunther and Mustafa Ali. So we're at 15 minutes, and it was a pinfall, like you said. The rub was for her. She spit her little mist in her hand, rubbed it in her eyes as Bianca was doing her finisher. Referee didn't see it, and then pinned her on that. So that's how it worked. Next match, Rhea Ripley with Dom in her corner defeated Natalya.
So we had 3 women's matches
in a row.
Wow.
Oh no! I'm sorry. I take that back. 2 women's wrestling.
Oh,
we had Trish, and then Gunther was after that. And then
okay, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So Rhea Ripley, Natalya. This was a very getting squashed. Yes, squashed. Squashed is meaning you are getting destroyed in a ring in a matter of seconds. Yes. On her birthday, 69 seconds. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
You know what's interesting about Natalya?
What's that?
Like, it's like she's cute and all, but it's like I'll see like Instagram videos of her. She's like really good looking, but in the ring, not so much. I don't know. Yeah. Like she's better looking outside the ring than in the ring, but whatever. That's just me. I'm just talking. Yeah. I'm talking out loud. I'm thinking out loud.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, and like that's one of those people. Like I hate to say, she's become very castaway-ish because she's done so much in WWE where it's like she's not even a serious contender anymore. Like I think she's just going to be there for life, and it is what it is.
Yeah, enhancement talent at this point.
I mean, I can't take her seriously when she's ever in a match because she hasn't won anything in like 4 years.
I know, right? She was champ for but she won it in her hometown. It was like one of those kind of wins. I don't like those kind of wins.
Do you think she gets in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know
For sure. Yeah, they'll throw her that bone at least.
Okay, interesting. Rhea Ripley, no, you can't say more about her. She's an absolute beast. The thing with her is like she's a SmackDown Women's Champion. What does she do next? I mean, she's just destroying everybody. I mean,
as she should.
Charlotte Flair. Well, but I mean, Charlotte Flair's not coming back for a while. You know, it's just like all these people. It's just like who? I mean, who's going to actually be a contender? You know, I don't even know.
Nobody.
I mean, does she go on like? Okay, here we go. Hear me out on this one. Does she go the China route and start doing intergender matches?
Ugh. I hope
she's not that big. Like China was like massive back.
Yeah. Did you? I saw a segment where Rhea, she took, I think it was Luke Gallows.
Mm-hmm.
She took him and body slammed him.
Oh wow!
Outside the ring. So man, anything can happen.
This is interesting. Natty should get a job training new people or on the creative side of women's wrestling. A little inside info for people. I think Pete Dunne does all the matches, the booking or creative on the matches. NXT girls are going to step it up, so we'll see how that goes. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, because Rhea is SmackDown Women's Champ. So who got drafted to the NXT girls who got drafted to SmackDown? Because there's Indy Hartwell, Zoe Stark, but I think she's Raw, right?
So Indy Hartwell went to Raw.
Okay.
These Alba Fry and Isla Dawn. Oh, I'm sorry.
Alba Fire, Isla Dawn.
Yeah,
those are the two women's champs in NXT.
Damage Control went to SmackDown, so that's Bayley, Dakota Kai, and
so I would love to see that.
And then here we go. Hit Row, Lacey Evans went to SmackDown. She was on SmackDown still. Who else is out here? Charlotte Flair obviously is at SmackDown.
All right. Okay, so who's next?
Well, let me double check this too, so we're on the same boat here. So she's the SmackDown Women's Champion. So yeah, so I mean, I don't really see anybody. Cameron Grimes. I'm just looking at all these people who. Tamina, I just don't see anybody who could like Tegan Knox. I'm just kind of looking at all. Nobody really. She's not included either.
Yeah, either way, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, anyways, so it's kind of, I'm sure we can bring that one down. Who was next? Let's see. Where's the old card again? Okay, so that was Rhea Ripley and Natalya, and then it went into Cody Rhodes Lesnar, right?
Yes. So the broken arm was a kayfabe injury, right?
Yeah. So basically, Cody Rhodes just showed how tough he was. He obviously he had that torn pec back in the day. Now he has a broken arm. I'm sure he's going to get paralyzed, and then they're going to bring him out in the wheelchair. He's going to go 30 minutes with Roman or somebody like that. Cody Rhodes, he had a broken arm. It was in wasn't even I guess it was like a wrap, and then it was like now Michael Cole was saying it was a titanium cast.
Probably just plastic, but yeah. But and he said titanium.
Yeah. He was saying that now it's a weapon, and he was using it as a weapon. Brock Lesnar was Brock Lesnar during the match. German suplexes galore. that match went a total of 9 minutes and 40 seconds. A lot of short matches on Brock Lesnar's plate lately when it comes to pay-per-views. You know, we're talking like inside 10 minutes here now. So the winner was Brock Lesnar via submission to Cody Rhodes. Now,
well, technical submission, but right. Cody passed out from the pain,
which I didn't like that finish. Like, he passed out from the pain, but like, could you just done a rear naked chokehold and like really make him pass out? Like, not saying like he needs to really pass out in real life, but just, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of gimmicky to me.
It would have been, listen, the greatest pass out is still Stone Cold, because it's like from the pain, and you could say it was also the loss of blood.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't. How do you even do a finish? You know, if you want to protect both guys, especially Cody, like he really needs to be protected. So how do you do a finish for him?
I mean, maybe he does it. I could see it where like maybe he like takes the steps and like rams it onto his arm or something, and then F5s him onto the floor and he gets counted out. Maybe. Well, it's not a it's he couldn't make it back in the ring kind of thing.
Yeah.
It kind of protects both, where it's not a true pinfall loss. But
yeah, that seemed like an impossible situation.
Yeah, and like we don't talk about this enough, but you know, since Vince McMahon's been back in the WWE, I think Cody's kind of been aimless. He was the guy who came. He was the savior of AEW, and then he came to WWE, and he's kind of been floundering, in my opinion. Like, if you're going to put a belt on him, you would have put the belt on him during WrestleMania, right? He was scorching hot, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't. And then you're like, oh, well, he'll be the world heavyweight champion. And he wasn't even in that, that tournament, So it's just been very, I understand they want to make him kind of like earn it, but
that Hell in a Cell injury, that really, that made him hit the wall.
Yep. And like most of those people, this is funny. Double count out the fans riot. That's a good one too. For me though, I think, when they talk about all this stuff with Cody and Brock, it's like, Brock has to be a beast. Like the problem is like Brock Lesnar, and he's doing the Hogan, like, that doesn't work for me, brother. It's like,
I'm not taking that bump, brother.
I don't know. Cody, like a lot of people get hurt or something like that. Like, oh yes, I remember this. He used sledgehammers to smash Triple H like throws in AEW. Yes, Hunter doesn't forget anything.
How can you take that personal?
Yeah, I know.
Like as soon as you come back to the WWE, I'd be like, who cares?
Yeah. For me though, it's like a lot of people get hurt and then they go into obscurity, but it's Cody Rhodes. You can't really.
I still like him.
I do too.
I'm still rooting for him.
I don't like the neck tattoo, but maybe I get a big Legion of Doom shoulder pads on my neck for a tattoo. Be sick.
When I first saw that tattoo back in AEW, I legitimately thought it was just like a stick on. Like it could come off at any time.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was just a gimmick tattoo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So Jake Paul, he was on Jake Paul, the Paul podcast or whatever, or Logan Paul, or whoever it was. Mm-hmm. He was on the podcast. He was like, yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that big. A little regret he probably thinks about it, but I mean, whatever. But like he's going to get a job, selling insurance or something.
Right.
So that happened. That was like I said before, Brock Lesnar defeats Cody Rhodes 9 minutes, 40 seconds in. That leaves us with the main event, I guess, of the night. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns and Solo, with Paul Heyman in their corner for the tag team, undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, which if Roman Reigns would have won this, he would have been the Raw and SmackDown Universal Champion, and part owner of the tag team champions. I don't know how Paul Heyman would have carried 4 belts, but I mean he would have got it done.
These YouTube streets.
That's right.
Acknowledge me.
That's right. It was interesting. I guess kayfabe wise or out of it, the analysis behind it. I didn't think Roman was going to win this one anyways. I mean, 4 belts on Roman would have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like, how do you get him off? And like, yeah. So the match was great. I mean, I think Owens more than Sami Zayn, but Zayn's is still a beast too. I think Kevin Owens is the prize of WWE when it comes to, he just can work with anybody, anytime, anywhere, any gimmick, and just throw it down. Like, he's working on WrestleMania with Stone Cold. Then he does the whole Sami Zayn's not my friend to Usos, the coming back redemption stories, and like it's amazing what he can do from Kevin Owens, who was Ring of Honor Kevin Owens, to now the man who
the first, I think he was not the first, but he was an early Universal champ.
Correct. Which I wish he could go back to Universal. I wish he was splitting it. It's amazing that these guys became tag team champions because they were tag team champions in other organizations, obviously.
Yeah.
But for me, I think Kevin Owens just needs to. I wish he could break out and be a single star again, but I don't think it's ever gonna.
Yeah. He's got it, but I think Vince kind of ruined him a little bit, so he's got to build himself back up.
I mean, here's an interesting. Does Gunther and KO go after it, and then KO defeats Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, and Gunther goes into like heavyweight mode?
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Or Sami Zayn? I don't know.
I keep saying interesting a lot, but that's my.
No, I mean, we are calling it. We are doing a little fantasy booking, as we call it in the baseball terminology. Great match. I mean, Solo's underappreciated. I mean, I know he hasn't really talked much anymore.
NXT guy.
Yes. And I think he's unsung hero sometimes, where it's all emotions and not very much talking.
Perfect.
Match goes through. It goes a longest match of the night, 26 minutes 25 seconds.
All that emotion needs a lot of time, man.
Correct. You want to explain at the end of it?
Shit, man. Yeah, let's get into the spoilers. Everybody go like this.
Yes.
If you haven't watched it, go like this.
If you're on YouTube, I'm putting it up. Yeah.
Okay, so of course, now the Usos, who were told to stay back in the States, hopped on a plane.
So Roman told him that, right?
Yes, Roman told him, "Stay back. I got this."
Okay.
But the Usos, they hopped the plane, made their butts to Saudi Arabia, and they interfered with the match. And Roman didn't like that. So the ref got knocked out somewhere along the match.
A little ref bump action.
Yeah. You know how WWE does.
I got you.
And he was mushing. I can never remember which one is Jimmy or Jay. I can never remember. So he was mushing one of them.
So Jay's got the short fade and like the little like stuff on top, and Jimmy's like long.
Okay. So Jay. So Solo is about to do something with Sammy. He gets out of the way. The Usos are in the ring, and they super kick their little brother out of the ring.
Right.
And Roman he has a fit, and he's mushing Jimmy, mushing, and then Jay super kicks Roman in the freaking face.
That's right.
The crowd goes wild. Another bloodline turn.
Right.
I don't know what it is. Like this stuff is getting to me, man. I love it. It is so like just like raw emotion.
It's one of the it's the best stable since the NWO. I wasn't there for Evolution. Like I missed that whole Evolution with Triple H and Ric Flair and the boys, but for me it's like NWO is like the top, the beginning stages of NWO.
Yeah,
when they did the brand split and they had red and white and whatever, and they had like 85 people in NWO, but no, this is a good mix of
when it was a small core.
Yeah, small core people, and it's like for this one it's a small core people. Which is interesting that added Sammy and they took him out, which is a very interesting, timeline with that too. Because usually once like somebody leaves, it gets, the heat gets off of them, and So the Usos are right now probably talking. Well, they're on SmackDown, right? They're not on Raw, so they wouldn't be on Raw today.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I believe so.
Yeah.
So. I'm looking right now. Let's go put this over here. Ciampa's on inactive due to hip injury.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
At least they just didn't take him off of TV randomly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So he's on SmackDown. They're on SmackDown. So maybe Friday. Yeah. Bloodline story is the best story in wrestling in the last 5, maybe 10 years. I agree. Yeah, they're all on SmackDown. Yes. Yeah, you gotta acknowledge these guys. Stupid.
Put your ones up.
Fuck, they haven't sold more merch than Stone Cold, but
right.
Yeah, Stone Cold said I was listening to a podcast. Stone Cold said it was like 8 figures. He just on merch alone.
Wow.
Over the lifetime. So many awesome 316 shirts.
Damn. That foam middle finger.
Yeah. No wonder he didn't need to wrestle anymore. I mean,
God bless him.
So Owens and Zayn retain. Reigns and
Zayn. Actually, he played up to the crowd. He started speaking in Arabic.
Yes, he did during the announcements, right? During the intros.
Yeah. So Paul Heyman grabs the mic during Roman's intro and does his thing.
Yep.
And then the announcement,
which is great by every stretch of imagination. I hope he does it when we're there. The crowd loves it. They eat it.
Please, yes. And then the announcer is about to do his thing for Sammy and Kevin.
Yes.
And Sammy grabs the mic and starts speaking in Arabic, which so they're both. So Sammy and Owen are both what, French Canadian?
Correct.
So it's a good chance Sammy also knows French.
Yes.
Okay.
Kevin knows French as well. So
yeah. But
I took Spanish. I didn't take French.
So he plays up to the crowd and does the intro in Arabic, and the crowd goes wild.
Yes.
So everybody was on his team. Everybody was on his side. So yeah, he's got a way of like getting the crowd to love him, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much all that matters.
See, now for me, we always ask, what's next for Kevin? We'll talk. Roman Reigns has his own kind of platform. Maybe Gunther and Solo becomes the Intercontinental Champion. I thought about that too.
Ooh, I like that.
I thought about that too. Yeah, because Solo's not a chump. It's like if Gunther loses to him, I mean that's not a terrible loss on Gunther.
Yeah. He's a pit bull, man. Yeah. So yeah, I see that. It makes sense.
And maybe they protect Gunther by having somebody like Roman or Paul Heyman come out and like distract him or do some kind of stuff like that. Kind of protects Gunther or something. But we'll fantasy book that later. What's next for Kevin and Sammy? I thought the Street Profits should get a tag team championship run, and then they break apart after they lose, and then Montez Ford does his own singles run. But
yes,
that's my whole kind of shebang.
But as far as Kevin and Sammy go, I was thinking about how back in, I think it was Ring of Honor, when Sammy was El Generico, and he had the luchador mask, and he was like doing all these insane flips. So
correct. El Generico.
Yeah, and so there was a match between when Kevin Owens, he was Kevin Steen,
correct,
and versus El Generico. I remember watching this match I was watching it on YouTube, but that match was freaking brutal. It was like a ladder match or something like that. That thing was brutal.
Well, he retired to Mexico after that match, so
yeah. I didn't realize Sami Zayn had like moves like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, so
he's a little older now. I mean, he's not gonna be doing all that crazy flippy stuff anymore, but
What is Mike saying?
Oh, NBA Eastern Conference Championship. I know what. Nah, we don't care about that.
I'll be watching the I'll watch the highlights, and I'll see how somebody blew like a 3-0 lead, or somebody blew. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna be blowing 3-0 at some point.
Yeah, I've been watching NHL, and Vegas Knights promptly destroyed the All-Stars tonight to go into the conference finals or the Stanley Cup finals. So. I mean, let's see. They play tonight, right? Celtics. Oh boy. I don't even want to. Should we put it up for people? Spoiler alert for basketball right now.
Spoiler alert!
Oh, look at that! 103.82.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're getting
21 seconds left.
1 minute 21 seconds, but I highly doubt it.
Okay. Wow. All right. So.
I'm just seeing it. Jimmy Butler with 28. Caleb Martin with 26. Jesus. Anyways. Yeah, so that was Night of Champions. The crowd was hot. They went along with everything. They went with Paul Heyman. They did Seth Rollins' music. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, another hot crowd. This is like, all these crazy events. I think it's really great. I mean, I'm super stoked to go see SummerSlam. Money in the Bank is next. I don't want to skip this.
What is Money in the Bank? What's the date for that?
Okay, I'll look that up.
In London, the O2 Arena.
Correct. For me, Money in the Bank 2023 is an astonishing Saturday, July 1st.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, July 1st in England over here.
So July 1st. So there's going to be no premium live events in June.
Correct.
Throughout the entirety of June. That's interesting. All right.
Who you got for Money in the Bank?
Oh.
So here we go. So Money in the Bank qualifying matches. Look at your boy already up there.
That's my guy right there, Monte.
I like LA Knight too.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know he was what promotion was he in before?
Was it TNA?
Yeah, he was in Impact. Yeah.
Look at me. I don't even watch Impact. I know. And with LA Knight, it's interesting. He's an older wrestler. He's like 40. So he was in that NWA for a while. Yeah, he was in Total Nonstop as Eli Drake, I believe, right?
Okay. All right. Yeah, you look kind of older. All right. Yeah, I thought he had a little bit of seasoning on him. So yeah, okay. So what can we do with this guy, with LA Knight?
Yeah. LA Knight. I don't know. I think he's not over the hill. I just think his run's he needs to be. I think his run really, if he's gonna have it, it needs to be not ridiculously long, but impactful is a good word.
It has to be concentrate. It has to be like really concentrated.
Focused, right? Focused.
Yes. No middling around.
Yeah, they're afraid to push him because he's 40. Yeah, I know. Carlito will win the Money in the Bank match. That'll be interesting.
I freaking love Carlito. That's my guy.
I got Carlito's signature in that magazine back there. I like Montez Ford. I think they're scared to like break up Street Profits, but you got to do it eventually. Like, I mean, you
Sooner than later, man. You gotta get on the ball, man.
yeah.
His wife was already a champ, so he's gotta follow suit there.
Here we go. 5 men who need. Let's see who they think. Sportskeeda. 5 people who need to win Money in the Bank. LA Knight, we just talked about. Damian Priest. He had that banger with Bad Bunny last month.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Uso. So Jimmy could be it. Edge, which is not
Been there.
yeah, not my pick. Cody Rhodes wins Money in the Bank.
He already won the Rumble. People would hate that. I wouldn't mind it. I'm cool. I like Cody's, so I wouldn't mind it. But people would hate that.
Oh yes, Carlito. Yes, Carlito is a Puerto Rican professional wrestler.
It was weird because he was during that run that I didn't watch wrestling at all,
okay.
But I knew who he was though, and I knew his gimmick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Carlito. Carlos Colon, famous wrestler from back in the day, was his father.
So he had a gimmick where he would come out with an apple.
Yes.
He'd take a bite out, and when he's cutting a promo with somebody with a like say an opponent in the ring, he'd take a bite out of the apple and then spit the apple in the opponent's face, and he'd be like, "That's cool." But again, I didn't watch wrestling when he was on, but I knew who he was.
So it's interesting. The new age Razor Ramon, Damian Priest. Like that. No, I mean he had a banger with Bunny and he just knocked it out. I mean, I could see him winning it too. I play a lot against him in WWE 2K23. He's like,
I'm sure his profile got raised. Oh, he's an NXT guy too.
yeah. I mean, I can see. I wish LA Knight would do it, but who knows? I mean, watch it bring back Bray Wyatt, he'll win it.
He had a weird. LA Knight had a weird match with Bray Wyatt. That was weird.
The Darkness Mountain Dew match.
Yeah, man, that didn't help anybody.
Yeah, that's interesting. So they're just seeing people who early match card predictions. Let's see what this Bleacher Report. Money in the Bank right here. Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Dominic Mysterio, Damian Priest, Karrion Kross, and Edge. Interesting.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm putting my money on Dominic.
You think so?
Really? Yeah. Oh, the crowd would they would go nuclear. That's like he's got that type of heat that would make seeing him get his ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Like people want to see money to see that. Yes. You know what I'm saying?
You got nuclear heat.
People want to pay money to see that. Yes.
So
I like that. I like Dominic because I hated him. Like when he was a baby face wrestling with his dad, I would have to fast forward.
Yeah, it's just when you're and especially when you're the exact same as person as him, like no real redeeming qualities or exotic, you know.
But now that he's a heel, I love to watch him. I love him now.
Who's the U.S. champ? I don't know. Who is the
US champ? What's his face? A-Town Down, right?
Oh, yeah. U.S. champ, WWE. Current. Oh, not AJ Styles, right? Austin Theory, right? Because he had it against Sia. So.
Yeah.
AEW is catching up because WWE best story is, and that's been going on for 2 years. Interesting. Dom. This is interesting for women's Money in the Bank, right? Zelina Vega, who was like Okay, hold on. Zoe Stark, that's your girl. Becky Lynch, Bailey, Io Sky, and Mishin.
Mia Yim.
I don't know.
That was who she was before.
And then Drew McIntyre. There you go. Intercontinental match. Maybe Drew McIntyre versus Gunther.
Yeah.
Usos versus Roman Reigns and Solo. It's gonna be interesting.
So okay, so now we're getting into. So Raw is going on now, so we're gonna get into like sowing the seeds for Money in the Bank.
Correct. And then after that, it's me and you, right? Money in the Bank, and then it goes into me and you for SummerSlam, right?
Yes, sir. Can't wait. I'm still trying to figure out what to wear. I don't know if I'm gonna be wearing like a bright, like one of those like bright safety green shirts. So in case I wind up on TV.
Oh boy.
On TV.
I'm wearing a black WrestleMania Hogan Andre shirt. I do have a WrestleMania shirt that has Warrior on it and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. People give me. I tell you, I used to wear the old. Everyone remembers this one. The old purple Macho Man shirt. This one.
Yeah.
I would get more compliments on this shirt walking around than anybody on. It was insane. People were like, "Oh, Macho Man!" I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's the most simple design, and it freaking works. I love that shirt.
And then the other thing too is I got a Survivor Series shirt. It has Jake the Snake and like all these other people sweatshirts. Dope. So I don't even know if it's even on here. I think it's from '92. If it's even on here. It's a sweatshirt from that time. I don't know. Maybe it's '93 or something.
I wonder what I'm gonna buy from the merch stand at.
Me too. I'm in the same boat. I don't know what I'm gonna wear. I don't know what I'm gonna buy. Like, so that's the thing. I have a Bullet Club shirt. It's in the back. I think I gave it away to Goodwill. I'm like, I never wore it. Like, it's just so hard to wear wrestling merch around. I guess. Like,
yeah,
it's actually good wrestling merch. So,
I had the Hogan Rules, like the cut up tank top back when I was
with the strands.
Yeah. And I remember I was walking down the street one day, and some dusty black dude driving past go, "Hulk Hogan ain't shit." And I'm a little kid. He's saying that to the little kid.
He must have been a Warrior fan.
Right? I was little. He was like, "Hulk Hogan ain't shit."
I had an old Jake the Snake Damien bag with the snake in it, like the rubber snake. That's what I used to have.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah.
I remember my dad. Okay, my dad, he took me to the old shows at Richfield. For people in Northeast Ohio.
How much is this thing? $95 now for this thing. Jesus, look at this. Is what it was. It looks like this.
Oh.
So you had a. I don't know why it's not loading. It's on eBay. Is it still there? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's what I had back in the day.
Nice.
I mean, it's cool, right? I mean, it's good merch. I wouldn't pay $95 for it.
I rocks with that. Yeah, that's cool.
So sorry, go ahead. You were saying?
I was saying I wanted, like, my dad, he took me to the wrestling shows at Richfield Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted a Miss Elizabeth poster. Miss Elizabeth poster badly. And they were all sold out.
Oh boy.
The Elizabeth posters were all sold out, and I was heartbroken. So I had to settle on a Hulk Rules poster.
You're such a mark. You're such a mark. Maybe that guy was right. Maybe Hulk Hogan ain't shit. Maybe I get a Jake the Snake t-shirt.
What's a old school one?
What do you mean?
like the type you would see in like WWF magazine or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even mention shirts. I didn't even know. Interesting. The dragon, I remember that one.
Oh man, dude, I would just line up and fantasize about having those shirts. Look at that.
That Jake the Snake was sick. Magnificent Morocco.
You know what? I never noticed that Ricky the Dragon t-shirt. That thing looks cool as hell.
The Ricky the Dragon t-shirt?
Especially by today's standards.
Roddy Piper, Ric Flair, Tatanka. Oh, I know for sure. That dragon shirt was sick. Or the headband you could wear for $4. Jesus.
Arriba! Yeah. That was my guy, Tito.
What else do we have here?
I legitimately thought that this show was only going to go like 20 minutes.
Oh, I can always stretch everything out, man. I'm good bullshit. Terrible. Look at that one. There we go. The Rockers t-shirt was dope. I didn't have that one. There's your Demolition shirt. That's dope. The Macho King.
I didn't remember Big Boss Man having his own t-shirt. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course he would have, but
no, they all had the foam nightsticks. Remember that?
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Cobb County, Georgia. I loved his gimmick, man.
Oh, it's a magazine back in the day. Yeah. Coco Beware, Jesus, I'm getting back. Interesting. Strike Force is terrible. I remember all these magazines now. It's coming back to me. I never ordered anything off a magazine.
Nah.
I wasn't that guy.
I always thought it would just take too long.
What's the first WWF magazine, do you think?
Ooh.
Snuka? Oh, that's terrible. This one? 84. Oh, that's sick. CGC. That's dope. $2,000 for this thing?
Out of stock? What the?
Okay, let's do a little. We're going back into comics and magazines now because that's what we do.
Let's go into eBay and see what the most expensive WWF magazine is.
Probably going to be a lot, I assume. Oh wow, $25,000. Undertaker signed WWF magazine. I mean, Undertaker's probably a hard signature to get, but not $25,000, I wouldn't think.
Nah. Oh my God, look at the condition on that. No thank
you.
Dude, somebody's out of their mind.
Andre the Giant signed autograph. Interesting. That's kind of cool.
What's the highest thing sold?
Come on, you're taking all the fun out of it now. Oh, here we go. Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior signed for $1,500.
Oh wow, Beckett.
That's cool though.
Yeah. So Beckett verified. All right.
$1,000 for a 7-0 Raw. Interesting. I wonder what that really sold for. Look at that boy.
There's got to be something to that. I don't know. That doesn't seem right.
Signed JSA Hulk Hogan stuff. Rookie card, I guess, from Andre the Giant.
Ew.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. I was looking at this signed Stone Cold back in the day. Great covers. Some of these are great covers too.
Oh, dude,
WrestleMania.
every freaking month I'd go to the convenience store. I would be so like excited to see a new issue.
I remember walking in the stores and they had like it was like a magazine or bookshops and they had magazines for wrestling and it was just blood and guts and like Ric Flair was just bleeding on the cover and Dusty Rhodes. It was crazy. My grandfather was like, "You don't want to get any of that shit." Oh, I'm like, "Oh boy."
Yes, I do.
Oh, look at this Nintendo Power magazine. This one's sick.
Oh, that's cool. I remember playing the WrestleMania game on the NES.
I remember it on the wasn't on the arcade.
Yeah, but I played it primarily on whatchamacallit on the NES, and I remember Bam Bam Bigelow being really tough.
Yeah, this one.
So that's the one from
This one.
Yeah, that's I think that's the one from
91
from for the NES.
That one?
Yes, that's the one.
That's the one I played too.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at all this stuff. Yeah. Bam Bigelow was super tough in that game, as I remember now.
And when I'd see him like on screen, like during a match, I would think about how tough he was during the game in the game.
Yeah, Honky Tonk Man's guitar bounce across this ring. I remember that. Like the little things would bounce across the ring and I'll give you a superpower. Yeah, the arcade was more three-dimensional. Yes. So, yeah, I didn't, like you said, I didn't think it was going to go an hour. This is longer than a goddamn Flipside episode.
Go figure.
Jesus Christ. I will shout this out to people too. Here's my boring little shtick that people are going to hate me for. First of all, if people want to join us in the wrestling program, we're only doing it once every couple of weeks for pay-per-views only.
Pretty much every blue moon.
Yeah. So I mean, if people want to jump on who want to watch wrestling or like have good content is a good word for it, to promote, I would always appreciate it. We're always looking for new, exciting new people to.
We're trying to get Michael Bajel in on this, but you know, he's
a loser. He's a loser.
He's got shit going on, so you know.
It's okay. I appreciate him. I've met Mike. He's a good guy. I will say this. Come to Flipside Comic-Con. I'm going to promote the shit out of this. I know Carter's going to be there. I'll be there. Are we only doing WWE? I think me and Carter might do AEW this week too. It depends if I can get time to watch it.
Yeah.
How long was it, Carter? 3 hours too?
Probably.
So if you go on our super secret website that I told you about today, let me see if it's on there.
I got him.
We go here.
I wanted to get Dino to watch NXT Battleground, which was Sunday.
So they have Double or Nothing, and you said Battleground?
Yeah.
They have that on there as well. I can watch that. So where do you want to go next?
Beep, 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 boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. I'll try to.
What do you want to do next?
I'll try to watch. Probably.
What do you want me to do next? So it's up to you.
Let's see. I don't know. We'll just throw it up. We'll just keep it.
So how about this? We'll limit it to AEW and WWE. We'll pick and choose. If people like this content, like and subscribe, do all that stuff, but comment in the chat because that's what really I try to respond to it myself.
Yeah, man.
And I I always thank everybody for your support as usual. Shout out Flipside Comic Con again. We always like people coming to see that. So that's really cool. Again, let me throw this back up here. I know people hate me for this stuff. On the Facebook. So I don't gloss over it again. I just want to make sure everybody sees it. So for me, a little Flipside Comic Con. We're doing it Saturday, August 26th in Milford, Michigan, which is a nice city in Michigan. River's Edge Brewing Company. 50-50 raffles. I got books. I'll just give away books at door prizes, and I don't care. I think they're gonna chip in and do some stuff that would be cool with us too. People are super excited. I haven't really counted it out. I think I'm going to do 15 booths. I think like 9 booths around, or 12 booths around, and like a couple in the middle. So that'll be really cool. And I think I have 7 confirmed, I believe, or 7 confirmed booths right now. So still coming at negative. The Lincoln lawyer is not coming to this. He says he has some other prior legal issues he has to deal with. So he's not coming. No. I wish you would, TJ. I hope you come. I know it's a very long trek for you guys, but no. So I'm excited for this. What else? We're just hanging out doing things. Back to wrestling. Yeah. WWE, AEW only. I think. I know we're snobs. NXT maybe. So anything in the realms.
NXT was fun.
Oh boy,
that was a lot of fun. But whatever. I keep talking about it, so
I mean, if you want to do that one next, we'll figure it out. So
okay.
I mean, I think for us, we could do this in the next couple of weeks, and then how about this? Since they don't have one in June, right? Let's do a couple, and then let's do one the first couple of weeks of June. We can do like the AEW or NXT the second week, second half of June, and then July we back to wrestling styles. So
sounds good.
We can do that. All right, everybody. We appreciate it. I appreciate Mr. Carter helping me out with all this stuff.
Put your ones up, everybody.
That's right.
Put your ones up.
You gotta acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. I'm the CEO. Damn it. No, I appreciate it. I hope everybody liked it. I'll get better with the animation. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. And we'll talk to everybody later. And we're out. Here we go.